Hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company. So glad to see you and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. We are out here fishing I can never pronounce it, Irondequoit Bay, just outside of Rochester. And this is what we've been doing. I've got Antonio with me here, as you know, our boatless angler. And we got Phil with us today. And this is what we've been catching, folks. We've been catching small perch, but we've also been catching nicer perch. So what we've had to do is basically weed through the smaller fish to get to the bigger ones. And we've been trying various areas in the bay, and what we've done is we've settled in here now. We're fishing just over 30 feet, and then our boatless angler has struck again. We're just over 30 feet of water.
Maybe it's not that nice. Nah. Catch and release.
Yeah, well, like I said, well, that's been it, right? That's been it, Antonio, right?
Yeah.
We're jigging we're using the Stingnose Jigging Spoon, and I've got the 3/16 ounce size on. And Phil, what are you running? What size?
I got 3/16.
3/16. That's kind of the go-to size, the 3/16. If the fish are a little finicky, what you could do is go down to 1/8, or if they're a little more aggressive, go up to 1/4. But I like to at least start off with the 3/16. And the technique I've been using, folks, is I'm jigging it just off the bottom, and then what I do is I drop it right to the bottom and let it sit on the bottom, and then just slowly lift it off the bottom and then jig it and pause. And sometimes there's a perch there looking at it. They see this minnow kind of falling to the bottom and then coming back up again, and then they hit it. And sometimes I'll even raise it up a little higher to make it look like a minnow that's maybe getting away, and that sometimes triggers a bite. And we've had to kind of trigger these bites today, folks, because they've been somewhat aggressive, but it's been a tougher bite and a lot of smaller fish. But we look like we might end up with enough for a little fish fry. But we're gonna keep fishing here, and if you didn't hear me earlier, we're fishing in about 33 feet of water according to Antonio's sonar, and we were fishing a little shallower earlier and just mainly getting small fish. So now that we've come out here a little deeper, we're starting to get into some nicer fish, and we're liking it. So let's see if we can get in. Oh, we can get into a few. Oh, I just lost them. That one actually felt like it might have been a keeper, folks. It's always the big ones that get away. Let's see if there's another one down there hanging around. But that was a decent perch. Okay, he came right back at it a couple of jiggles later, and the reason I missed them, you always catch the small ones. That's the thing. You always get the small ones. But that's all we were getting in the shallower water were those smaller ones. But at least out here in this 33 feet of water, we've been getting some keepers, which is really nice. And Phil's on one there.
This one feels a little bit better, Evo.
Yeah, let's hope it's a keeper.
It's feeling like it. Oh yeah.
Good size?
Oh yeah.
Nice one.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Beauty. That's what we're here for. I got one. Oh, nice fish.
You got a good one, keeper?
Yeah.
Nice. That one feels like a bit better. Yeah, just after you finish landing yours, Phil, this one feels a little better. Oh yeah. You could tell compared to those little guys. There we go. That's a keeper. I mean, not a huge fish, but I mean, for this area, again, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier or not, but this is our first time fishing this particular area just outside of Rochester here, or in Rochester. And we didn't really know where to fish or where to go, so we do like we always do. We take a look at a map. We found where there was the shallower water, and we found where it came out to the deep, and we started in the shallow, and we worked our way out to the deeper water, and that's how we found and stumbled onto this spot. So it's always good to explore, and as you could see, when we started to get into some keeper fish, we drilled some holes a little closer in the area here to keep us close together and to kind of keep that school of perch hanging around. If they know there's bait fish around, they're going to hang around, and that's what we want to do. We want to keep these fish in this area, so we've kind of circled ourselves here nice and close together, And plus, it's nice for a social too. We could chat it up and have ourselves a good time out here, and that's really what ice fishing's all about.
Okay, here we go. This feels good too, Evil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another good one.
Yep. Well, decent. Geez, it felt a lot better. It's a borderline keeper.
Not quite a keeper.
Oh, geez. This one's a lot nicer than what I thought.
Yeah, that's a borderline keeper.
Yeah. I'd say it's a keeper for today. Oh yeah.
I got one too. Awesome. I just put my rod in it. I says, I'm going to try this other hole right beside me. And I just dropped it down, and not quite as big as Phil's, but maybe I'll go back to my other hole here. But they're hitting it. It's very tentative. Now we're all using Stingnose, folks, and we're all tipping them. So Phil, you're using butterworm?
Yeah.
Butterworm. Yeah, butterworms and minnows. You could use perch eye if you'd like. And the reason why we're tipping is it's just adding a little bit of scent. You don't have to tip the Stingnose, but like I say, the bite today is very tentative, and by tipping it, you're adding a little bit of scent, and you're changing the fall just a little bit, and sometimes that little bit makes a difference. So I'm gonna just drop that right back to the bottom again. Like I say, they're just really hitting very finicky today, but we're working through the smaller ones and getting some keepers, so that's the main thing.
This is a nice one. Yeah. It's gotta be a jumbo. Holy cow. Maybe it's something different. Oh wow.
Good.
Nice jumbo perch. I'm using the 1/16.
Tiny one.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a double going, folks. I think I got a better fish after that last small one.
Yeah, yours looks good. Mine's small.
Yours small?
Yeah.
I think I got a, well, what do you think? Borderline? He's kind of small. He's a board. I'm gonna say that's a borderline keeper fish, but I'm gonna put him back. They feel bigger because what happens is, well, he's actually, well, you know what? He's a borderline. I'm gonna hang on to that fish. I'm gonna hang on to that fish because we do want a fish fry, and we have been catching a lot of small ones. Now I had heard that in this area that there are a lot of smaller perch. But it doesn't mean there aren't any big ones around, that's for sure. And there's also trout and walleye in here. You never know what you're going to catch. And actually, we're for our first time here, we're having a pretty good time with these perch. Even though the bite is a little bit finicky, we're still having a pretty good time with these perch. And it looks like we're squeaking out enough for a fish fry.
This one might be a medium or maybe small. Yeah. Small guys are keeping us busy.
You're liking those butterworms, eh?
Yeah, they're working well.
Normally we use those butterworms for panfish. We like to use those butterworms when we're fishing for bluegills or sunfish. Oh, there we go. There's another one. This one might be a, nah. Oh, I just lost them. And Antonio's on.
Oh, you got a good one?
Mine's a little better. Yeah. Got some shoulders. Wow. Let's see. Nope. Better, but not big enough.
Not quite.
No.
Okay, right off the bottom, I lifted it up. And this guy's giving me a tussle on my little light action rod here, folks. All these fish feel big on these little rods, but that's a nicer perch. So you know what, folks? You're on Irondequoit Bay. You can come here and have yourself a lot of fun. You just got to weed through the smaller fish, but the Stingnose is triggering some bigger bites, which is nice. That's another good solid hit. Oh boy. Oh, let's see what we got here, folks. And nope, not quite. He had me fooled, but boy, he gave me a really good hit. Really good hit. Now I want to show you something else too. If you could see that front eye, if you notice all the ice buildup on there, folks. What happens is when you're fishing outside like this, I like to use, so there, I popped that off, it's off now. But if you have an ice fishing rod, with some rods come with these tiny, tiny eyes on them. Those tiny eyes are great if you're fishing in a hut. But if you're gonna fish out in the open, the bigger eyes are much, much better because they still do get plugged up, but it takes a little while. If I had those really tiny little eyes on there, I'd be struggling. You couldn't even get your line in and out. So bigger eyes are the way to go.
Double header, Antonio?
Yeah.
This one feels a little bit better than my last. Okay, that's respectable, I guess.
Mine's not respectable. Yours is nice. Mine was just fun.
Oh, this one's gonna be good, folks. This one is gonna be good. Oh, what a solid hit, and this feels like a good fish. Yes sirree, we got ourselves a nice keeper. There, now that, folks, that's a nice yellow perch right there. Look at the colors on them, just gorgeous. Orangey kind of fins there. Orangey fins, look at the nice orange color on them, nice stripes, beautiful. And that right up the nose. Hey, I guess that's trusting for the Stingnose to catch a fish right up the nose. But you know what? Today is it's February 10th, and we've had a bit of a crazy weather, a bit of a melt. There's about 6 inches of ice here, so we're standing on some good solid ice. But there was a major melt, so I imagine there was a lot more ice here earlier. But right now, for February 10th, we're doing okay, folks. We're doing all right.
Let's see what we have here. Okay, that's better. That's a better one, you.
Got a better one?
Yeah.
I got a border.
Oh, he's coughing up a minnow too.
Is he?
Or a little shad.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Let's see if I can pull it out. Oh, it is a shad. Slightly digested. Look at that, eh?
I just got a border fish. Yours coughed up a minnow. Yeah, they're coughing up minnows. They're feeding on minnows, and they're feeding on Stingnose.
This guy's got. Oh, he's fighting. Oh, nice fish.
Boat was saying was strikes again.
I got a nice one.
Did you upsize yet?
I did.
What size you got on, Antonio?
I think 1/8.
Nice.
It's a nice perch. I actually missed him the first time.
Did you?
Yeah. He came back.
Yeah, this one feels a little bit better, guys. It feels a little bit better. Not much, but a little bit. Because you get so used to catching those smaller fish, see what I mean? And you end up with one that's slightly bigger and you get excited, but it's still small. But let's see. Okay, so I'm running a 6-pound test, 100% fluorocarbon line. And I like to use like a fluorocarbon line when I'm ice fishing because it's less visibility. Let's see what the boys are using. So, Antonio,
Yeah.
what do you got? What are you running?
Yeah, 4-pound test, monofilament.
4-pound mono?
Yeah, and I'm using the 1/16.
You got the tiny Stingnose on the 1/16 one. That's our smallest Stingnose. And you went with 4-pound mono, and your mono looks like it's clear.
It is. It's a clear
Clear color mono.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go see what Phil's up to. All right, Phil, what's your technique today?
Well, I got the, as you probably heard earlier, I got the 16-ounce Stingnose.
Right.
With a tiny size 00 snap
Yep.
and 8-pound fluorocarbon to braided line.
You've got braid.
Yep.
So, and then you've got a what pound?
8-pound fluorocarbon.
8-pound fluoro as a leader. So in Phil's case now, the temperature is just above freezing right now. So what I noticed with braided line, if you got really cold weather, hey, the water just coils up on the...
like this morning it was all freezing up on me. But
Yeah.
now look, it's getting actually warmer.
It's beautiful, yeah. Because braided line and freezing cold weather don't go very well together.
No.
Unless you're in a hut. But you know what, folks? Our first time out here, if you don't try new places, you never learn. So wherever you are, if you've got a place close by that you haven't fished yet, give it an opportunity, get out there and give ice fishing a try. You might just like it. You know what, folks? We're having a great day out here. The temperature is just above or just below freezing, so it's about -1, -2 Celsius. The winds are down. We're weeding through small fish, and we've got enough for a fish fry. So we're doing okay, and we're happy. And I want to thank you ever so much, folks, for tuning in to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. And as always, until next time, good luck and good fishing. I'm getting back at it.